Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Maria from Under the Night Moon, and I'm here to do a flip through for you of these little dolly books that I've been working on for you. Oh my goodness, I am in love with this book. I have to tell you that I don't usually want to keep my books. Like I just never really I love them all. They're like my children, but very rarely do I want to keep one. But these are just so cute and so fun. And I might have to make something similar for myself someday. So let me go ahead and show you how cute these are. This is using the absolutely fantastical papers from the Pixie Dust Files. If you follow Debrina over there, you will know, you will recognize this collection. This is her Lala's Doll Shop digital set that I believe she offered on Instagram. And I'm not sure if it's still available or not, but I will link her shop down below because she has so many collections that you could make something using this, or you can use to keep adding to this book. So you must go see her shop. These papers are so fun. I'm telling you, I just had a ball, a literal ball making these books. As you can see, I made 3. And they are chunky. She chunky. So I'm going to do a flip through of only one because they are exactly the same. One has been spoken for, so I have 2 available. They are already listed in my Etsy shop, but you know, the 10 pictures on Etsy, there's no way it's going to show all of the details in this book. There's just no way. Even with the little reel, there's just no way it will show everything. So I'm so excited to have this YouTube channel so I can show you everything in here. Wait till you see how cute this is. The other thing is, I don't have my ruler. I looked for it before, and this was all I could find. This is like a quilter's thing, but it'll give you a rough idea. This is about 6 by 6, and you can see the spine is pretty chunky. It's 2 signatures, and it's made from a vintage quilt, and you can see on the cover here, and everything is stitched in this book. I probably worked in this book for a week before I even used glue, so that was really fun. You can see all the strings and everything. I love this look. I love the shabby style. Absolutely everything's been stitched just about. And so all of the little pieces, all of the little labels, the signatures, the cover, or the spine cover has been stitched. All of these have been stitched. I did hand stitching, and everything is vintage fabrics or vintage ribbons, vintage flowers. It's really just a really fun little authentic, little chubby, chunky, super fun, ready for someone's story, I hope. I hope this just touches your heart like it did mine. Of course, I come from a family of doll makers, so I might be a little biased, but and if you're new to my channel, I am one of the daughters of my parents who created the Francesca Doll Company in the 80s. And I grew up making dolls for there. They sold worldwide and were all porcelain, all handmade by our family. So I learned a lot about dolls very early on. And a lot of the supplies in here are from my mom, which I will show you. And then, of course, using the Pixie Dust Files. Absolutely amazing doll shop. So she gives you this gorgeous little dolly here. And I made this little card on this vintage photo paper. This is inside an old photo album. And I love the texture of it. I did do a lot of stamping. I aged some tape. And then, like I said, I did all the stitching with the vintage fabrics. This is an enamel bracelet piece that was so perfect, the colors, and I hope it's not too dark. You can see the light blue colors, some really sweet little velvet that has been dyed, a little brass heart that I stitched on, some vintage little forget-me-nots in the corner here. I hand-dyed some seam binding and then used this vintage rose fabric that I've had forever, and it finally has a home with these doll books. It's just gorgeous. I've had it forever, but I just didn't have the right project for it. And then this little card just sits in the little pocket in the front, like so. I did add this fun little luggage tag. I stamped the word, or the letter D, and embossed, because you have to emboss on these that have some sort of a coating. So I embossed, and then I also stamped and embossed with my old ledger thingy. I don't have it here. I would show you. It's just a really old office stamp. Yeah, I don't know where it is. Anyway, okay. And so here we go inside. The very first thing I did for these books was I made this little needle book. Again, everything is stitched. Everything is machine stitched, and then some of the other things, like all of these things in here, are hand stitched. And so this is a separate piece of quilting that I got. Not a very large piece of it, so that's why I used it for the needle book. And then let me show you up close. So you get all of these little labels with the kit, like the B for button, the established, and so I stitched those on. I hand stitched some vintage buttons, more of that beautiful rose fabric, added the button, and then the lace so that it closes. Excuse me. And then, oops. So it opens and closes sideways, right? And so when you open, just want to make sure you can see all these details. I added a piece of embroidery, a little tatted, I think. These are little tatted circles that were very popular. They were edge doilies, and so you can see the stitching I used. I just tacked it onto the quilt piece. I strung a bunch of sweet little mother of pearl buttons. I stitched on these other buttons a little French label, and then on this side I pinned a piece of the beautiful fabric along with the polka dotted fabric, a little tape measure, a little flower, and what am I forgetting? This little piece of lace and another piece of vintage trim. I hope I'm not too close, but I wanted you just to see like all of the fun little things inside this little needle book that she might have had. And so this book too, I might just say, like in the beginning, this is like a little girl's book, or you know, a mother's book of sewing notions, right? That's the theme that I was going for. And so if you were just a young girl, you know, 200 years ago or 150 years ago, you would have had a little book like this where you kept all of your sewing notions. And so that's what I was just, you know, imagining when I was putting this little book together. And then it just ties with the lace to keep it shut, to keep it closed. And of course you can use it like a real needle book. You can add your needles, you can add embroidery threads and, you know, patterns and things that you have, and keep everything right in this book. If you are a sewer, wouldn't this be a fun gift for someone who sews? And so this whole thing flips over, and I did make the inside a little tuck spot here. And I used antique crochet, and I stitched it onto the same paper, this photo paper, so that it would be sturdy. I stitched all the way around so this wouldn't come undone. I added some fun fringe, 2 little brads to hold the doll label that she gives you in place. Of course, I had to add one of these gorgeous flowers from the 60s in there. All of this has been stitched all the way around as well, so none of this will fray. And then in this pocket here, one of her really fun doll tags. And then I stamped these really fun Russian dolls because I love it. I even used the little trim they give you. On the back, I put your beautiful inside and out. How cute is that? And those go in there. I gave you a gorgeous shabby frame to use somewhere in there. Or just add a picture. That'd be a cute little spot for a loved one. And then one of her journaling this book belongs to. And then that just closes quietly there. And then the first signature right here, I used this yellow floral wallpaper to hold the first signature, and I actually stitched it right into the book. And I'll show you the center of the signature. You can see I just stitched all the papers right in. So let me show you. The very first page is her cover piece, and it's just this beautiful, beautiful. Her imagery is just absolutely stunning. I added this really pretty jewelry piece, and I sort of put that together from my antique jewelry beads. And then this one is a Tim Holtz, so it's made to look old, but that is not old. But these are antique millinery flowers, some old seam binding. This whole pocket has been stitched. This little trim has been stitched. And then just more beautiful journaling cards from the Pixie Dust Files. So pretty, so fun to play with. And always, if you have digitals of hers, they will match this book. So you can see the wallpaper there. This pocket is all stitched all the way around. Very sturdy little book. And then on the other side, little pocket. I folded the wallpaper up so that there's two pockets, right? And then again, just more fabrics, trims, stitching. This is from another one of her digitals, the French fabric. And then this is one of her tags. I tea-dyed all the papers. I added more of the brown photo paper, but I did print on it. I printed this vintage like sewing paper, and then I added real sewing paper just to get the feel of, you know, the sewing and the patterns. You know, this is real pattern paper here. And then I added a whole variety of antique laces. Really beautiful. I stitched the whole thing right on. So there's 5 different ones, just beautiful. These are all hand hatted. I have just a good collection of antique, and these are all from my mom's studio. So it's just really fun to use her things. She's not with us anymore, but I know she would be thrilled to know that I was using her supplies. And then here is a yo-yo that I made, just pinned on, because I don't like to glue yo-yos. I always pin them on. And that's just fun, and you can journal on this tag, you can add a picture, and write about it on the back. So yeah, and then you can write here as well, and that just fits right snug in there. And then here is just one of the most darling little dresses. If you follow me, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with Debrina's little dresses. I use them all the time when I use her papers. They're just the sweetest little things. And then this is one of her backing papers. So pretty, this blue. And then I just paired it with some more vintage trim. And then this is a little modern piece there, a little daisy. And what I love about these little dresses, you could just put a little teeny tiny photo there. You know, a little pet or a little grandbaby, or even just your, you know, children if they were small. Be so cute. And then of course you can journal here. And then this flips over, and I used, again, all the papers are pretty much all from the Pixie Dust Files. If they're not, I'll let you know, but these are all from her kits. And again, you can see the stitching. There's some antique velvet there. And then I have quite a bit of fabric. One of these days I will do a studio tour, but until then, I did go through and try to find just, you know, old antique patterns, things that you just know they're not in print anymore. And so these are all from that collection. And I just love these little, there's a lot of these little trim cards in this book. And so this is from her embroidery collection, which I absolutely love. One of these days I'm going to make a whole book using this collection because it's so beautiful. But I just used the tags. I added some antique lace at the top. This is silk ribbon from my mom's studio, a little sequined rose, and then again the calico fabrics. But again, sorry, I forgot to show you. You get a whole tag. This is some sampool stamping. These are stitched, but you can certainly journal right here. And you could do a little picture here if you wanted. So that just goes in there. And then the pages, in the first signature, I used just some really old graph paper. And I did some stamping. Just place for you to stop and write. I think there's 3 different graph papers in here, and again I just showed you that I stitched. Just really fun there. And then the back cover is that gorgeous blue paper I was showing you. And then I started to scan some of these really fun labels. This one says 15 cents, and I only had one of those, otherwise I would have used the real thing. So that's why I scanned it. But I wanted you to have some pretty little papers to just, you know, have fun. Maybe put a picture on here. Just gorgeous little doilies. This is from the antique trim collection that Debrina made for me just for my shop. This was a gift that she made using my trims. And that's in my Etsy shop. If you have this in your collection, of course, this whole digital kit would go so well with this book. But just beautiful. Just some really beautiful little papers. I did stamp beautiful story right there. And so these are just tucked into the side like so. And then this is the last page of the first signature. You can see the yellow wallpaper there. And this is really fun. I'm going to take that out so you can see it's just a little pocket. And then I put some really sweet ruffled, I don't know what this is. It was from a dress, I think, or a pillow. I don't remember, but it's vintage. I did put a few sweet little pearls. And then I gave, each book has this teeny tiny little frame. And it's actually a real picture frame. You can take out the picture. You just use a little needle or some tweezers, and you can put in a real picture in there. And I've been hoarding these, but it was absolutely so perfect for this book. So let me just show you that again. So if you have a teeny tiny picture, or you can put a little name in there, anything special, you can just put right through. You can see the top there. Once you see it, you'll be able to tell. It just slides right in like any other little picture frame. So cute. And so 2 of the books have the oval, and then the one book has, I only had 2 oval. And then let me show you, this one has, this one has a square. So stinking cute. And I did get asked for my charms. I got these at Hobby Lobby, believe it or not, a while ago. But yeah, so that's on there, ready for something cute. And then again, more of the digital collection. So cute. I just paired it with some lace. You can see all the stitching. All the stitching is hand done. And then on that brown paper, I did this darling little horsey. So cute. Everything in this book just reads just children, little dollies, a little dollhouse. It was so sweet and so fun. I tell you, I just could work in this like style for years. I just never get tired of it. Here's a little antique pearl piece I just added for some interest too on this page, and a little daisy. Okay, so that's the first signature. Then the second signature I stitched in through the book here, and so I covered the stitching with this beautiful rose fabric, and I started off with one of her gorgeous tags from the Pixie Dust Files again. This is a little calling card. That's from my collection of just calling cards. You can see the other little dress, so cute. And then I just made a little pocket. She gives you so many fun labels. This one says playtime. Little daisy. I stitched all around. I added some vintage grosgrain from a hat. And this sweet little rose is from my collection. Just a little label for you. And then the little dress here, again, ready for a little something something. And then the polka dot paper you can journal on. And in the corner, more of the silk ribbon from my mom's studio. And then these little daisies are very old from my collection. I've just had forever. A really pretty piece of calico. And then this is really fun. Here, let me show you. So the next page is ready for journaling. It's open. And then again on one of her tags, I put this little piece on here. Let me just, this is like a little floater. Did some hand stamping there. So cute, so fun. And then I added this antique eyelet here that's been embroidered. And then this fabric is so cute. Definitely from the 60s. All three books have a little different, but it's all this darling little girl doing all these little things. There's one of her holding flowers. She's got eggs. It looks like she's baking. And the third one, I think she's sitting outside. So cute. So again, I just stitched these on. And then I had this little, you can see the pattern paper there and a little piece of eyelet. And so I just added that with the paper clip for you to play with. And you can certainly add to these if you have more little fabric swatches from things that you have in your sewing collection. This is the book to add them, right? It's so fun to just pair your collections and things. These are things that I have, and it just made this gorgeous little book. So fun. This again is just from one of her collections. Now I did size some of them small to fit in this book, but all of these are in her shop. Here I just paired some organza embroidered organza. Again, some more vintage eyelet, and then I just made a little notepad, more of the brown paper. You can see there the printing of the pattern paper, a vintage library card. Let's see, this is dictionary, I think, in French. Yeah, and then this is Mozart children's book paper. And then I added this fun little tag just for fun. So the other side of Mozart, here you can see the pattern paper a little bit better. And then on this side, so again, this little house comes with the kit. And so I stitched around it. I added more of this really pretty fabric. A little JCPenney tag that I have from the scrap place. Those are so fun. And then I just thought, you know, the little Dolly book, she has a picture of her mother and her sisters with her. And I love this that it says sarsaparilla. It's just a fun word. And this gorgeous little cutie here. So just little pictures of her family. They're in the house. I just thought that was sweet to add to the book. I did take out my antique typewriter and I typed "Follow Your Heart" on the side of this pattern paper. It's actually tracing paper, but we use this for patterns, right? And then I had this old piece of ephemera with the snaps, and I just had a little piece. It was all broken up, like the person that owned it years ago was using it, but I had just enough to make 3 little corners, so all the books got a little piece of it. And I love the blue lettering on the back. And then moving right along, is this the center? No. This is the second wallpaper that I used for this book. And it's just these darling little bumblebees, I think they are. I don't know what they are, but it's so cute. I just love it. Again, more stitching. And then, of course, the pocket has been stitched. So this is just the wallpaper folded up to make the pocket. And let me just show you. This gets tucked in there like so. And so I'll take out what I put in the pocket, but behind the little butterfly is this fun little trim card that I made on an index card that you could do some journaling on. So fun. But this just shows you how easy it is to just make your little fabric cards, right? So fun. And then in the pocket here is another piece of the ephemera that comes with the collection. It's Sweet Memories. It's so sweet. Just her fonts and things are just amazing. She is a digital master. I tell you, I'm in love with her digital. She knows how I feel. Sabrina, if you're watching, I miss you. I hope I talk to you soon. I did a little stamping, just this darling little dolly that I have. I have more paper doll things coming too. I've only just started doing the little paper dolls. But I love how she is just peeking out from the back. So cute. And then of course her little bow. Again, more pixie dust files. I added this gorgeous sequin flower. That is definitely vintage. I don't have very many of them, but everything in this book is authentic, so I just had to keep that going. Beautiful card. You can see all of the stitching. So fun. And of course, I did some hand stamping on the back. And that just gets tucked in there. Of course, there's room for more. And just more ribbons from my stash. You can see the tea dye there, the fabric, or the paper punch, ready for journaling. Some more sand pool stamps. This is where the journal part is. You've got all these papers to journal on. I had pictures, and then the center of the signature, I used one of her beautiful little quote cards. There's a garden in every child, an enchanted place with colors are brighter, the air is softer, and in the morning more fragrant than ever before. Elizabeth Lawrence. And then I sewed a little sequin on there just for a little something something. And I did stitch it onto this calico fabric. And so those are little pockets, and then on each side I gave you a couple of her just beautiful little quotes. Your dreams can take you anywhere, and then her little one that says believe you can and you're halfway there. And I just left these for the owner. They can use them wherever they like. This one says she loves her dolls and write your own story. So fun. And I love the collection of fabrics in this book. It's just so pretty. And so these are the other sides of the papers. And the fun little wallpaper. Again, another little collection of vintage ribbons, trims. This is so pretty. It's so delicate. I had to put another piece of lace underneath it. And of course, some beaded lace. And then in the pocket on this side, just a reminder to stop, have a cup of tea. This is some of Debrina's paper here. So pretty. And then some sari silk, and then I made a little rose charm with some antique pearl beads. And this is a little glass. This is like a ceramic bead with roses on it. And I stitched that onto the sari silk. So yeah, really pretty little tag. I love the way that tag came out. And then on the other side, it wouldn't be complete without more dresses. And I used some glitter on there because I love, and then a little star and a little bow charm on here, which I don't know if you can see, but hopefully you can see. It's dark here because it's raining, but I don't know. I never know until I upload the video, and then I can kind of see it's not that dark. I hope it's not too dark. And then again, another one of her little dollies. Oops. Another one of her little dollies that I stitched. Oh no, this came undone. This is the best part of the whole book, and it just came undone. I probably didn't have it tied because of photographing. Don't look, this is one of the best parts. I gotta tie this, hold on. Yeah, I've been trying not to give that away. This book is so fun. Okay, where was I? That was just, yeah. Okay, I was here. I was showing you this sweet little dolly, and it's just a little tuck, of course. And then I gave you my vintage notepad collection over here. I love to make this stationery, so I gave you one of those. And then another little label that says Enchanted Dollhouse. And a little love ticket there. So cute. And then this is the other side of the sewing paper. Whoops. With a little tab. Here is the pattern paper that you can see with some of the tape, the little stamping. And then on here, because of the pattern paper, maybe she was, you know, doing some sampling. This is a real pin, but I clipped the bottom part where it's sharp. It's still sharp, but it doesn't have the pin part. I chopped that off. So be careful, but it's not, you know, the tip is gone. And I just paired it with some antique embroidery fabric and some ribbon, and it opens up. And that's that gorgeous antique rose fabric that I have. And I will show that to you actually because it's right here. But you can see how the pattern paper I printed on the other side. I don't have much left. But I've been hoarding this because I just didn't have the right project for it. Like, it was too old. But this project, it was absolutely perfect for, as you can see, right? There you can see Mozart. We're almost done to the fun stuff. And here is a little birdie image. That's from my collection because I love pairing the children with the little birdies. I don't know why. It just seems to go really well for me. And so I did the little birdies. There's a bunch of just antique textiles here. And then some little millinery flowers. I did add a little key, a little brass key, and a little brass birdie here. It is a little pocket. And in the pocket, I put 2 little tags, again from the antique lace collection in my shop. And then this is one of her fun little labels, because the birdies are our friends. Yes. And so those go in there. And then this whole thing is a little tuck spot. And one of her digitals I absolutely love is this beautiful blue birdie image here. I sewed on a little sequin on top just for a little bit of sparkle. I didn't want a lot of sparkle in this book. I stamped happy everything there, but there's just enough. And then this really pretty rose paper go in the little pocket behind our little birdies. And then on the other side is the little tag that we used. And then just some antique paper here, another little ticket from my stash, and then another little trim card. Here you can see that daisy trim. You can see how old it is. And then again, just a collection of old pieces of textiles. A little stamping on an index card. And this one's so nice and light, you can write right over it. And so that goes there. I do like the little light blue paper clip just to hold it so that it doesn't go flying. And then here is the last page, or I thought was the last page, but I actually, oops, there's an extra little page. Can you see? Like, it's a little secret tuck spot in there. So technically this is the last page of the book. And so this, again, from the little Lala's Doll Shop, she gives you this little darling party dresses and pinafores. And so I stitched all the way around, added the trim. I added, let me show you, I'm just making sure you can see everything. This little brass sewing machine, so cute, with a little antique pearl. And then I just strung it through a little brass safety pin. So cute. And then it is a little pocket. And then you can see I stitched this pocket here with the brighter pink calico there. And then well, let me just show you. So this is a little pocket. Just a pretty little fabric pocket, right? You can put all kinds of stuff in here. So I went ahead and made, let me put these two little sweet little ephemera pieces that she gives you in the kit. I'm just going to put those in there. And so in the pocket, I made this really sweet little wallpaper booklet, all kinds of fabrics, all stitched. And when you open it up, one of my favorite images of hers are these little dollies. Again, a sweet little tag for you to journal. And then more stationery that I made with just some sewing stamps. You can see I sewed the papers right on. Just a little collection. Just a fun little collection of papers. So sweet, so cute, so fun. I love the scallop edge. So cute. So that goes in there, but there's plenty of room for more. And then, this one went this way. This unties, and I just made an extra, I don't remember which came first. I think I added this. I don't remember, but look at how fun this is. And it's because I needed a place for Miss Birdie's frock shop. And I've had these digitals for so long, I have to tell you, excuse me, but I never read like up close, but she has fanciful flights, casual nest attire, afternoon tea party, and soaring socials. So stinking cute. This is just a fun little trim card. And so I had to add it. And so I stitched around some antique lace there. I added all of the accompanying fabrics for these things. So cute. And then on this side, I stitched on one of her really fun labels. And again, added another little pin with some lace, a little sequined flower here, some beautiful like sage green silk. You can see the little sewing machine hanging out, so cute. I sewed a little sequin on there. It says dreams. Fun little daisy there. And all of this has been machine stitched, so you can see all the stitching on the other side, which is something I really love about this book, is seeing all the stitching and the quilting on the other side. Like, you'll see what I mean when you hold it. It's really just, it's just cool. I love the quilting. And then these are sewn, they're machine sewn on, so you don't have to worry about those coming undone. And then on this side, this is another little pocket here. And you can see the stitching along here, along the bottom, just to make sure it doesn't fray. And then inside the pockets, everybody got an antique button card. And they're all pink. I made this with Sampool's stamp, a little trim card. I backed it with some of Debrina's papers. And then you can see just beautiful antique laces on there. An antique tatted little daisy. That goes in there. This sweet little girl with her birdie. And then I used my baby ledger paper. This thing is so fun. Like, the ledger book is only this big. So I gave everybody some of that and more of the browned paper. Just a sweet little, you know, you got to jot down some stories. And then this is where the fun is. You know, I couldn't leave this book without having some fun with my die cuts. So let me show you what is in this fun little bag. And I'm going to use the back of this to show you everything. So it's a glassine bag. And I did have fun with my die cuts. So inside each bag are some mother of pearl buttons and some little sparkly pieces. They're big, so it's not glitter. You know, they're just little diamond thingies. And then a little ribbon. And then inside the bag from my antique receipt book, everybody got a piece of this really fun paper. And that's just sort of to hold all the die cuts in place. So I do like to die cut in wallpaper so that they're sturdy, but look at this little dolly onesie. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with this. A little hat box. Again, in wallpaper, so it's nice and sturdy. So cute, so sweet. These are all her little treasures, right? A little sewing, oh, excuse me, a little sewing machine, again, on that sweet little wallpaper. So cute. A little pair of scissors. Hopefully you can see. They are teeny tiny, but you know, my chubby hands are doing just fine, so, and they're freezing cold, so, you know. A gorgeous hanger made out of her embroidery tags. So beautiful. And then, of course, it wouldn't be complete. Oh, this is one of the little diamond thingies. They're just little sparkly things. Because, you know, I had to put a little bling bling in there. And then look at this gorgeous little dress form. So you get all of these fun little things to play with inside the little envelope, the glassine envelope, with the little mother of pearl buttons in there. So fun. Ready for more fun little things to play with. Of course, you can take these out and use them in the book. All of my books come with an extra bag of goodies, and I have plenty of things set aside for this book because they couldn't fit in here that I made for this little collection. So if you get one of these books, that will come, an extra little, you know, bag of goodies comes with it. As all my books come with that. If you shop with me, you know. And then this whole thing gets tied. It's just so fun. And this is very sturdy gingham ribbon. And that is the flip through of this darling little dollhouse book. Isn't it the cutest? Please let me know in the comments what you think of this chunky, fun little shabby goodness. Like I said, I have 3. One's been spoken for, but let me know what you think of all the fun little things. The little sewing, all of the beautiful antique fabrics and vintage millinery. Let me know what you think. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you all so very much for just hanging out with me and watching my videos. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you and for your kind comments and your support. It means so much to me. I just can't even tell you. Also, my signature is on the tag in the back, which I don't remember if I showed you the tag in the back, but here you can kind of see the quilting. So fun. So fun. So thank you again. I hope to see you in the next video. Follow me on Instagram at Under the Night Moon if you don't. If you do, thank you so much. And just have a really great rest of your week, everyone. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.